What's up, everybody? It's your host, Daniel, and I'm back with another podcast episode. Last time we were here, it was the game one of the NBA Finals. I was excited. We had Luka versus Jaysontatum. We had Kyrie coming back to Boston. We have Kristapsporzingis coming back in the finals. He missed the second round and the third round. He's back for the finals. We had a lot to talk about. As we were gone, 3 games has one passed. Game 1 was on Thursday. Game 2 was Sunday. And Game 3 was yesterday, of course. And there's stuff to talk about. Game 1, we saw the Celtics have a strong first quarter. And as a strong first quarter, we have Kristapsporzingis coming back from injury. He coming off the bench. He comes in and have a big spark. He had a belief. I don't know how much he had in the first quarter, but he was making everything, bro. He was posting up the little guys on the Mavericks. He was scoring all over top of them. He was going in the post, shooting all over them, all over them. He had 18 in the first half. He played amazing. They had no answer for him. We didn't think he would be this good coming out of game 1. We had Kyrieirving struggled game 1, shot the ball poorly. He had 12 points and 2 assists. Luka only had 1 assist. The game had a 30 ball. It was a lot. That Kyrie shot 6 for 19, 0 for 5 from threes. Luka shot 12 for 26, 4 for 12 for threes. And they didn't really get that much help from the role players. They had PJ Tucker. PJ Tucker had 14, but his 14 wasn't really that effective because they got blown out after the first quarter. They cut the lead down third quarter, then Boston went on another run. It's hot in this house. Jaysontatum didn't have a good shooting night. He shot the ball 6 for 19, had 16 points, but he filled the stats up with his assists and rebounding. He had a double-double with 11 rebounds, 6 assists, going with his 16 points. Like I said, Jaylenbrown played an amazing game that game. He got to his average score, shot 22 times. He had 22 points, shot 7 for 12 that game. But, like with the Celtics, man, as you were seeing with the Celtics this playoffs, well, basically the whole year, it's all about the role players. They have help. Like, Jaysontatum and Jaylenbrown, they don't have to even go off every game in the playoffs, bro. Like, this game 1, they had Jaylenbrown 22, but their whole starting 5 had 10 plus going on with them. Derrickwhite had 15, Jrueholiday had 12, alhorford had 10, and Porzingis had 20 off the bench his first game back. So it was like, you see, they're deep, and like that's something that Mavericks got to focus. They had to focus on was their role players as well, because their role players can go off any given night. So you saw Mavericks lost by 18 game 1. Kristapsporzingis dominated defensively and offensively. He was getting back on defense. Remember, he had a key block on Josh Green. Josh Green on a fast break. Josh Green thought he was going to dunk on him. Kristapsporzingis blocked it. Man, it was an amazing game for the the Celtics. Like I said in my predictions, I had the series going 1-1 going into Dallas. The series ended up being 2-0. It was 2-0 because another bad game of Kyrieirving had another bad game in Boston. I feel like the curse is real with Lucky, the leprechaun, the Celtics leprechaun, Lucky, the leprechaun, I think that's his name, and Kyrie. Kyrie hasn't won a game in Boston since like 2021. He's like 0-13, I believe now, or 14, 0-13, since that situation happened when he stepped on Lucky. Oh, something like that. Oh yeah, 0-13. Kyrieirving had about Kyrie has 16 points that game, 7 for 16. Luka had 32 in the triple-double, but, no, actually, Luka had an amazing game that game. It was just like Kyrie wasn't up to par, but I feel like Boston, the way Boston's been winning, they've been attacking the gaps and the defensively. Like, they've been taking on the Luka advantage. Because, Luka defensive presence hasn't been there, honestly. They've been blowing by him every chance he get because they see he's a little hobbled. Like I was seeing in game 2, Jason was going at him, Jaylen Brown was going at him. They was basically picking on him. That game, that was a Jrueholiday game. He had 26 and 11, shot 9 for 9 in the paint. Like he was amazing that game. Derrickwhite had 18, Jaylen Brown had 21, Porzingis had 12. But Porzingis got hurt that game that we got to talk about. He got hurt. Tatum shot the ball badly, 6 for 22, 1 for 7. And he had another bad shooting night. Him and Kyrie both had bad shooting nights, game 1 and 2. They've been the main talk about what star player would step up first between them. It's been crazy to see that Jadenhardy he's been struggling to shoot the ball this whole playoffs, and that's what they've been questioning is he the best player on the Celtics, either him or Jaylen Brown. And now, like, since the finals is coming to end soon, they're talking about the finals MVP, who should get it, and all that. And they've been comparing stats and all that. But then Jason Tatum has something to say, like, when he was getting big numbers and they're losing, they used to blame it on him shooting too much. Now, when he's not shooting well and they're winning, they still want him to shoot more. Like, Jason Tatum basically saying he can't win with this. Either way, the media's going to hate, or they're not going to hate, but they're going to say something about his performance. So he just got to, hoop and do him, like, be on his own. But I feel like the Mavericks could have won game 2 if Kyrie was alive, bro. Luka didn't have the help he needed from Kyrie. The role players was playing well, I'll say. They were playing well, the starters. But Kyrie just couldn't get a shot. Kyrie began 0 for 8 in the finals. In the first 2 games, he was 0 for 8. It's just like the Celtics won game 2 by dominating towards the end of the game. Derrickwhite had not a clean block. He had a big block versus on pjwashington, what I thought it was a foul on Jaylen Brown. He pushed him towards the end. But, Derrickwhite hit a clutch 3 again. They had one more pass to the corner. Derrickwhite hit a 3. And they ended up stealing that game by 7. It's been amazing that the Boston defense has held Luka and Kyrie and the Mavericks to under 100 points all 3 games of the series. It was crazy to see, like, Kyrie struggle those first 2 games in Boston. Like, he was probably, like, this is a game that he was been waiting for coming back to Boston, not trying to deal with the fans and shit. But, like, I seen him say, like, he thought the Bulls would be more louder in Boston than they were, and I thought they would be louder too. But, there was probably a little trash talking going on with Kyrie as well. With Kyrie, they was probably talking trash to Kyrie and stuff like that. But I feel like for him to not have 20 and not shoot efficient was crazy for Dallas. Like, that affected them badly. Because it was basically like just Luka out there those first 2 games, like, as a scoring mate. The others were involved, but it was like they were huge. Like Jrueholiday and Derrickwhite, Jaylen Brown, they all played great defense on Kyrie. They was leading him to tough shots. Kristapsporzingis was playing great defense at the time on him. You remember he was backpedaling. He still blocked the shot on Kyrie. It was just amazing to see. It was amazing to see the way that his lateral quickness, it was his first game back in over a month for Kristapsporzingis. Second game 2, Kristaps, he came off the bench again. He loaded. Coach gave him a road to come off the bench. He scored 12 points too, so it just shows that he's an efficient scorer. He can score the ball like that. He was getting to the basket that game as well instead of settling for the 3. Well, he didn't settle for the 3. As in game 1 for real, he was just shooting hot. He was hot, so he was pulling them 3s and he was making them. But yeah, I didn't see the series being 2-0 going into Dallas. As y'all saw, like I said earlier in my predictions. So everybody was texting me, "What happened? What happened?" Shoot, I don't know, man. I just had that. I had Dallas winning. It just Kyrie struggling. Kyrie was struggling to score the ball. They were struggling to score the ball, and Boston was playing great defense. Boston just got too much weapons, bro. Like they got too many weapons, bro. They have too many weapons. Cause like they just all play. They play team ball and they just attack the bad defender, like the worst defender, as you see. Like it has been Luka, cause Luka's been hobbling. Like Luka has been a cone. They just been going right by him. Like game 3, it was worse. There was like 5 ISO plays and they went straight at Kyrie. They went straight at Luka. And Luka in game 3. Let's talk about game 3 game yesterday. That was a must win for the Mavericks. Mavericks came out the game hot. They were up 12 at a point, and then Luka came out the game. They allowed a run. They allowed a run to happen from the Celtics. They allowed a run to happen from the Celtics. Celtics came back. Jaysontatum had a hot first half too as well. Tatum and Kyrie had a hot first half. Tatum had 31 that game. Jaylenbrown had 30. Derrickwhite 16. Kristapsporzingis did not play. Like I said, he got hurt during the box out at the free throw line. He had this one injury. I can't even pronounce it. It was just some injury on his right. I believe it was his opposite leg that he got hurt in the playoffs. And he's doubtful for tomorrow. He might not play, but they don't really need him, honestly. They finna go for that sweep. Well, Luka yesterday, he got fouled out. Luka played. He played not necessarily good. But then offensively, he shot the ball 27 times, made 11. So, like, he didn't have an overall good game. He had 4 fouls in the fourth quarter with bad fouls. He had a foul. He missed a floater, then he fouled Derrick-White 94 feet away from the basket. So that's a dumb foul right there. He got hooked with Jaylen Brown. They called a foul on Luka. They didn't challenge that. That was his 5th foul. Then the 6th foul was a bang play again with Jaylen Brown. He thought it was a charge, but they called a block and he fouled out 4 minutes left. So it was just bad. Kyrie, they said they quoted Kyrie as the selfish leader of that game. He sold that game. Kyrie was hot that game. He had 35. I feel like Kyrie didn't touch the ball enough in the second, towards the third or fourth quarter. But when Kyrie fouled out, when Luka fouled out, Kyrie had the chance to take over, but he missed time shots. He made a bucket. He made a pass, but it wasn't enough. Honestly, it wasn't enough for Boston. It wasn't enough because Boston just had too many plays. Boston, they had plays good for Derrick White. Derrick White hit a 3. Tatum, it was just Tatum, Jaylen Brown. It was just dominated. It was just dominated, man. Dallas role players didn't really show up. Derrick Jones, 2 points in 16 minutes. Tim Hardaway Jr., 19 minutes, 0 points. He hasn't done anything since he came back from injury. He was their 3rd leading scorer at a point. Now he's not getting nothing. pjwashington, 13 points. pjwashington has gotten his points, but he had a big 3 that game. He had a big 3 to cut it to 6. Because it was at a point, Dallas was down 21 in the third quarter. Then they ended up coming down and only being down by 4. Bro, at a time, bro, they were on the 20-2 run. And Jason Kidd called a timeout, and that messed up their momentum. And Luka had 2 fouls right after that, and he fouled out. I feel like Jason Kidd should never call that timeout, honestly, because he just gave Celtics a break to set things up, and you can't do that versus the best team in the NBA. Jason Kidd made a lot of mistakes. He didn't call a timeout during those Boston runs, but when Dallas get on that big 20-2 run, he calls a timeout. So I feel like that affected him. Luka was mad about that timeout. But, yeah, Kyrie had a big first half. It's crazy, though. I didn't see them being down 3-0. And now the finals may end tomorrow. And then what we going to talk about? We got to head to the direction of the NBA draft, start talking WNBA more NFL. We already talking soccer. The Euros and the Copa Euros start tomorrow. So we just got I hope the Mavericks get one tomorrow. I hope Mavericks win tomorrow. I don't want to see Luka get swept. Kyrie needs to get one and get a win versus Boston, man. He can't get swept by his old team. That would be crazy. But I don't know, man. Joe Mazzulla's been a great coach this finals, man. Like, he's been saying the right things to the media. He's been telling the teams the right thing. Like, I saw he said, like, the players watch UFC fights, like, to give them the mindset to knock the team out, knock them down, and don't give them any chance. And I feel like that's been working. So, like, every fourth quarter, they've been closing them out. Every fourth quarter has been closed except for game one. And Celtics been closing them out by big plays from Jaylenbrown, big plays by Jaysontatum, big plays by anybody. Jrueholiday, you know. It's been crazy, man. I don't know, man. I feel like I was saying Mavs should play more Tim Hardaway, but they played him more than Max Kleber, and Tim Hardaway didn't give up anything. Like, the Celtics did a great job yesterday. Xaviertillman did a great job in the minutes he played by defending. He was defending well on the help side. He was defending well, had his +9. Sam Hauser hit clutch threes. You know, it's just like the little things with the Celtics, man. You know, and 3-0 deficit never happened. A team never came back from that. I had Mavs at 6. But I'm afraid it might be Celtics in 5. Hopefully Mavs get one. I know y'all been getting on me for getting these predictions wrong. People have been texting me saying, I've been getting all these predictions wrong, but hey, they're predictions for a reason, bro. You don't always get them right as opinions. Everybody's opinions is different. I may be wrong, but that's fine. But Finals MVP talk. Who do y'all think should get Finals MVP? Let me read. Jayson Tatum so far, he's averaging 21.7 points, 8.7 rebounds, 7.3 assists, shooting 35% he's shooting 35% from the field. That's crazy. He only had one good shooting game, and he barely had a good shooting game yesterday. But he shot the ball more times. It's crazy how Jayson Tatum, he be talking like, I want to get my teammates more involved and all that. But he still takes the most shots. Like Jayson Tatum, he still takes the most shots on the team and stuff like that. Like it was like game 1. Like they was putting in the bench and they still kept Jayson Tatum in. Like Jayson Tatum was pat statted. Like it looked like Joe Mazzulla wanted him to pat stat. I'm like, dog, take him out before he get hurt or something. They kept him in all day. I'm like, dog. I'm like, damn, bro. They didn't pass that, but he didn't really do nothing with it. But he's averaging 21 and a half. Jaylen Brown averages 24.3, 6 rebounds, 5.7 assists. Yeah, and he's shooting the ball amazing. He shot over 50% every game. He's shooting about 55%. Yeah, he's Finals MVP in my eyes. He's Finals MVP in my eyes. He's been efficient every game. He's been clutch every game. He's leading in scoring. He's been terrific on defense. So I would say drop in the comments who y'all got winning Finals MVP now. 3 games in. I got Jaylen Brown winning Finals MVP now. Either way, how the series ends. So drop in the comments who y'all got winning Finals MVP. So yeah. But as we're talking about MVPs, I got a question. Do MVPs really matter? Let's say Jaylen wins MVP. Are y'all gonna look at Jaylen Brown as the best player in the on the Celtics, or y'all still gonna look at it as Jason Tatum, but Jaylen Brown had the better series? Do Finals MVP awards really matter to y'all? I'd say they matter. Like they are gunning for it. Like Jaylen Brown wants that award. You know, Jaylen Brown's probably still sick about not making the All-Star, not the All-Star, the All-NBA team. He should have made it. Now look at it. He should have made the third team. But he won the conference finals awards. He was talking about he was surprised, but he had the better series. He's been the best player this whole playoffs. But Jason Tatum is the overall best player. So do y'all think them awards really matter to y'all? I feel like it does, but yeah. Let me know who y'all got winning Finals MVP in the comments, man. I don't know what else to talk about. I'm trying to think about the game and stuff like that. So, like, knowing the series is probably over, Kyrie probably cost them game 1 and 2, not being efficient in scoring, all of that, being back in Boston, telling them all that they're going to at least get a win. But do we blame game 3 on Luka falling out in the fourth quarter, being selfish, they say? Or we just say Boston was the better team yesterday? Boston been the best team them 3 games. Like what would y'all say? What would y'all say to that? But you know, it's crazy. Like the way they guarding Kyrie, they're not even setting 2 at Kyrie. Like they're guarding him straight up. Like everybody on Boston is having their turns on Kyrie, and they've been playing a great job on him. But I just can't see them getting swept, bro. I just can't see them getting swept. But it may happen. But I just can't see them getting swept. But man, if tomorrow is the last NBA game, we'll talk again on Thursday. We will talk about it, and then we'll start discussing the off season. But if it's not, we'll talk 2 more games. We'll talk Game 4, we talk Game 5. That's going to be on Monday. Hopefully it keeps going. But I'm sick, man. I'm really sick that we have another series that doesn't go the distance. Like, we haven't had a Game 7 final since 2016 Cavs vs. Warriors. And, like, we need a 6-game series at least. Like, we didn't have that since the Warriors in 2022. Last year was a 5-game series. This year might be 4 or 5. Like these finals haven't been like up to par these few years, man. Need Curry back in there, KD. Them was the good finals, but you know. Let me know. Actually, there's one more thing. The Euros are starting tomorrow. I believe Germany plays first. Germany's the home team there. So, yeah, I believe they'll be starting off the Euros with the only game tomorrow. But I'm excited for the Euros. I'm excited to watch teams I'm excited for: Germany, England, France, Portugal. Those 4 teams, yeah, really. And I want to see how the defending champs, Italy, does. I wonder how Spain is going to do. Probably Luka Modric's, Ronaldo, and Toni Kroos's last Euros. Well, definitely Toni Kroos's last Euros. So I want to see how that goes for them. I want to see Mbappe lead France to a Euros championship, you know. He hasn't won a Euros. He said it's harder to win a Euros than a World Cup. And I felt like that was crazy take to say. World Cup is really harder. I saw Messi responded saying World Cup is harder to win because you're missing out on, in the Euros, you're missing out on Argentina, Uruguay, Brazil, all World Cup winners. So I feel like you're missing out on that. So I feel like that was a good take from Messi. But, yeah, I'm excited. Will Harry Kane finally win with England? Will Jude Bellingham win with England? It's just a lot of things we can look forward to with this tournament. Wonder how the 16-year-old Yamal is gonna play with Spain. I can't wait to see that. I wonder if Portugal, how they're gonna use Ronaldo. Ronaldo's gonna play full games. Is he gonna be starting? Is he gonna be starting striker? Is he gonna get that 900 goal in his career? All he needs is 5 more goals. He scored 2 the other day in a warm-up game versus Iceland, I believe. And I can't wait for the Copas as well, even though Copa's a smaller tournament. I want to see how USA fares in the group stage. I hope they make it out the group stage. Hopefully they get into a medal game. Probably not going to win it, but I want to see them win rounds, you know. Get maybe third place, you know. I want to see how Argentina does, how Messi does with them. You know, Messi is looking to go back to back with Copa. And Messi had an interview, you know, he was giving you guys should check out the Messi interview he recently gave out. He's saying his time with Argentina is coming with an end. Football's coming to an end with him. And he has done everything. He has won every award, which is true. He has won Copa and he won the World Cup. But that's true. I want to see how Brazil does with Vinicius Jr. I seen they was bashing Vinicius, talking about he doesn't do anything for Brazil. He just goes crazy with Real Madrid. So we'll see how he does in the Copa. They recently just played the USA, and I watched that game, and Rodrigo played well. He scored his goal. Vinicius was active. I would say he was active, but the U.S. goalie played well. After allowing 5 goals versus Colombia, for him to bounce back versus Brazil and save 11 goals, he played amazing. He looked like prime Buffon. Christian Pulisic played well. He scored, but he's always cramping up. He's always hurt. Somewhat always Pulisic. Every time I see Pulisic play, he gets hurt. But I'm excited for Brazil, honestly. Wishing my boy Neymar was playing, man. He was my favorite player growing up. When I started watching football, Neymar was my favorite player. Wish he was playing. But I'm excited for these tournaments, for these soccer tournaments. That's probably what we're going to talk about after the NBA Finals ends and all. But what else? Yeah, Vinicius has to win to get Ballon d'Or. So we'll see how that fares out. Ooh, I forgot about the Euros. The Netherlands versus the French game. That's going to be a good game in the group stage. I'm excited for that game. See how the defensive captain Van Dijk for Netherlands, how he's going to do versus the front line of France. How France is going to play with Netherlands, how Netherlands are going to play with Memphis Depay and Xavier Simmons, how the attacking form is going to be versus France. I'm excited for that game. That's one of the games I'm excited for. And Spain and Croatia play as well. And Spain and Italy, I believe, play in the group stage. So the group stage is going to be interesting. And I wonder if, going back to Copa, I'm just putting all my soccer knowledge in one. I wonder if Luis Suarez is playing with Uruguay. I haven't seen any news on that. I saw he was, but then I didn't see he was. If so, I wonder how he's going to fare. I know he's probably not going to be starting them games. He's probably be coming off the bench. And so I wonder how he goes. He goes during those games. So I'm excited. Di Maria for Argentina. There's a lot of things I'm excited about for those Euros and Copas. But, man, thank y'all for this video. Hopefully the Mavs win tomorrow, get one game in so we can extend the series. And just win one game at a time, man. It's up to you, Luka and Kyrie. Because, I forgot to say, Kyrie was talking to the fans after the game. He said, we'll see them back for Game 5. So you got to win tomorrow for his Game 5, right? And Luka can't be a defensive liability again, man. We was talking how he's been a defensive liability. He can't be that again. And Kyrie has to be aggressive from the start, like he was Game 3. He has to keep being aggressive. That's why I feel like that's been slowing him down. When Kyrie isn't aggressive, it just slows him down. Oh, I forgot to say. I feel like, I think I did say that. Like how Luka wasn't giving Kyrie the ball at times that Kyrie needed it. Because Kyrie was hot at a point. He had like 3 threes at a row at one point. They should have just kept giving it to Kyrie. I feel like that should have been a Kyrie game, But, it's a learning experience for Luka, man. You know, his first finals. He's gonna look back at this for sure. And yeah, man. Thank y'all for watching the video. Turn on your post notifications on. Subscribe. And yeah. See y'all next episode. Oh, like and subscribe. And yeah, see y'all next video.